I'm Paul Price of ADAS, and I'm the scientific coordinator for the Super-G project. We cover 5 biogeographic regions, including the region we're in at the moment in the UK, which is the Atlantic region. And we have a huge range of different farm types that we've been working with on the Super-G project. Here we're in the north of England, in the county of Yorkshire, which is a very important county for permanent grassland.
My name is Alistair Dinsdale. We're here as a family partnership. The farm is predominantly dairy cows. Also run quite a lot of beef cattle on the upland part of this farm, and we're trying to produce as much food as we can from grass. The birds which are very relevant to here are our population of curlews are attracted to early grass silage fields as a suitable nesting site with plenty of cover and plenty of feed. Over the years, we've learned to farm in harmony with these birds, and a lot of them return to the sites which they did in the last 30 years.
We're farming about 600 acres of land here, about 400 that's owned of our own, and then we have 200 acres that we rent off the estate. We have a predominant block of silage land, as I said, that is fertiliser applied again and a lot of slurry applied, and it's growing a second and a third cut. We can occasionally get a fourth cut if the weather stays like this, hopefully we will. Improving the soil quality with slurries and fertilisers and the box muck, the organic matter, is really, really important for the birds, as that's what they feed off. They're feeding off the bugs and the insects and the worms that eat that slurry as well. The slurries and the organic matters aren't a byproduct that we're just chucking on the land to get rid of. They're feeding the ground, and it's feeding the ground and the soil that feeds our crops, that feed our stock. We haven't bought any potash or phosphorus since we put the slurry star up. It makes economical sense because we're saving the artificial fertilisers. It makes environmental sense because we're preventing it getting into river courses and water bodies. This grassland is taking carbon out of the atmosphere and growing grass and a product that we can consume.
I'm a farm advisor with ADAS, and I've been involved with this Super-G project. In this particular area, bear in mind, we're in the middle of the national park. Permanent grassland is the predominant crop in the area. So this farm is a good example of somebody who has adapted his system to take into account environmental conditions whilst trying to improve food output.
My name is Richard Finley. I farm here at Quarry Farm, Westerdale, which is in the middle of the North York Moors National Park. Here we farm about 240 acres of in-by land, most of it owned, but some of it rented. And we also have 1,000 acres of common grazing rights on Westerdale Moor. Historically, this farm had grown cereals and potatoes on rotation, but that had stopped in the late 90s. Now we're on a 6, 7, 8 year rotation. In that rotation, there are forage crops for the sheep, and also we've started growing, as you can see here, red clover. We've started concentrating now on protein crops and nitrogen fixing crops as well. As a result, we've seen in the last 20 years our usage of fertiliser go down from between 30 and 40 tonnes to 3 or 4. The field's performing, whether it's red clover or white clover or the herbal lays, if it can last 10 years, brilliant.
Permanent pasture is offering lots of environmental benefits in terms of either water, air or stewardship issues. And in many regions, government schemes will be vital to supporting these particular businesses.
We're not farming the land for ourselves, we're farming with the livestock, with the birds. It's a managed environment that we help to manage, but it's not solely ours. And you appreciate where we are. We're in a beautiful place in the country, and we've got some beautiful stock and beautiful birds.
My father always said, we didn't own, or you shared the land with these birds and nature, and it's very much, I feel, very much that it's part of our duty to work in harmony